Hi, hello. Alright, gamers, listen up. So, when it comes to NIKKE, I'm like a huge fan of this game. I have been playing this game every single day for like, I want to say at least like 2 years. I've got like pretty much everything someone would really need for this game. But there is something that I have, recently heard about. So, the developers were saying that about after Goddess Fall is when, like the real story is supposed to begin. And then all that we've gotten so far is effectively a prologue. But if everything that we've gotten so far is a prologue, it's like, okay, this is clearly the climax of that story arc leading into the next one. There's going to be a resolution. What is it? Well, I think this is the resolution. Because if this is the resolution, then like, okay, we have this one comes immediately after it, then after that, we have this as a direct continuation of it. Now, if you're not caught up, I'll catch you all up. So basically, Rapture Queen, big bad villain, we're all trying to fight her. We recently had the Goddess Fall event, and this is where everybody, not literally everybody, we are missing, and like all of the people we manage are missing, but he's there. All the people he manages are currently there, right? Then you got a few, like extra people that show up last minute. Okay. But for this event, pretty much everyone that is significant in a personal mission against the Queen is already there. And they do manage to defeat her. However, Nihilister intervenes, and Nihilister ends up technically making it more possible to defeat the Queen. But then also, well, task fails successfully, because the Queen loses the battle. She does not lose the war. She pretty much reincarnates almost immediately into literally the strongest NIKKE ever made. So, yeah, that actually might be like just a Hall of Fame loss. The little old Nihilister. Now, I'm not gonna lie, brief side note. Dude, check this out. I was gearing her up, right? Right, I got her synchronized, I got one of these in, I leveled up her skills, I equipped, oh, actually I didn't equip her with stuff, never mind. But, I was preparing for Nihilister to come back, right? I thought she was gonna get, like one of these new fancy skins, or just like an entirely new character, so that, she'd be like currently caught up with the meta, right? Because Nihilister is like a fan favorite character, but the devs did her so dirty in her initial release. She was borderline useless, right? But thing is, now that, we know that she's gone, she's dead, that's not gonna happen. Probably not ever. It'd be really cool if Nihilister just like resurrected from the Queen. Lilywise dies, but she's got Nihilister's personality or something. Or Lilywise's body, Nihilister's personality. Or maybe Nihilister is like the third iteration of the Rapture Queen, Lilywise being the second. That'd be cool. But with the rehabilitation system, this was not implemented well. Everyone had something they disliked about this. But when it comes down to this, it was a failure, but only because of how it was implemented. I think they can do this so much better, and who better to do this for than, where is she? The Four Beasts. You see, Liberalia, still a side note, I'm gonna get back to the main point a bit. Liberalia might not be one of the Four Beasts, but she is a heretic. And since the Four Beasts have pretty much joined us, and we've partly reclaimed the surface, they're hanging out at the hangout and whatnot, generally, dude, they would make such perfect candidates for the rehabilitation system that this is flawed, they can change it, they can improve it, whatever. as long as they make, if they intertwine the rehabilitation system with the uh, surface reclamation part of what I'm assuming they're going to integrate into the campaign once they've finished it, and it is set to end at the 23rd of December. So realistically, we've got like, what is it? Yeah, the rest of this event is when it should be done. And so if this lines up with the ending of, the event, then realistically, the ending of the event probably has something to do with the surface reclamation, which makes sense because what is the event about? We're getting back on point. So, task failed successfully. The queen revives. Now she's got Lilywise's body. Okay, all these people just bodied, demolished, decimated. Then make it this cute little event. Yippee! Ah, she's so cute. But the thing is, though, is that initially I, like everyone else, probably just thought, oh, this is a really cute little event. Then turns out she's friends with Nora, right? And then Nora, she is just like a normal person from the Ark who always wanted to be a NIKKE, but just couldn't at the time. And then she got old, so she just was never able to go to the surface, right? She wanted to be a NIKKE, both because it was cool, but then also to go to the surface. So now, at the end of this event, it's introduced that she gets to go to the surface, and then that's what's going to happen here, right? Because the summary of the event is that, she gets a ticket from Soline. Oh, it turns out her dream, it's possible. And so then, they board the train, the first train to reach the surface. So long, because we, the commander, have been reclaiming the surface. It's been like 200 years at least since it was possible to go to the surface, even remotely safely. So, realistically, this is a big thing. The Ark is really depending on this. But the problem is, they know about only one, at least some of them do, the higher-ups do, but I'm not sure how well they know about Goddess Fall whatsoever. So, me and a bunch of other people were thinking, wait a second, do they know what's going on in the surface? Because if they reach the surface, what if Lilywise is waiting for them? And I think it's so funny because it's either just going to be absolutely horrific or it's going to be comedy gold. It could be both. Because, hear me out. The big bad evil queen? Okay, everyone knows that. Scary. That's no longer the circumstance. It's Lilywise now. And so, with Lilywise, you have the perfect opportunity for them to be, going up to the surface, having fun, and then, oh hey, there's Soline, Diesel, Brid, and then they have a new NIKKE on board. Yay! And it's Lily-chan. Lily-chan. Oh, wait, Lily-chan has a weird accent. How peculiar. Oh, she's from the surface. She's gonna guide us to the surface. People on the surface talk differently because they've been removed from the Ark for so long. I think you guys can already tell where this is going. And so, what if it turns out that Lilywise just is just screwing around with these guys? And it's just like, oh, hey, we got a new member. And then, what if... what if somehow it just goes horribly wrong? And then we gotta get involved, they get involved, but here's the thing, is that... Oh wait, wrong direction. If after the 3rd anniversary, after Goddess Fall, this is the point where the new story is starting to begin, right? The next major saga of the story. Basically, Goddess Fall would be the climax to that story, but the ticket arcs, well, those would be the resolution. This would be the resolution, and then this would be the call to action new beginning. Because I'm just saying, if these guys are already super personally against the Queen for all kinds of reasons, right? Tragic backstory stuff. Well, Nora and these kinds of NIKKE, they want to reclaim the surface, but they know almost nothing about the surface or the Queen. They're not really privy to that kind of information. So they probably don't know about Lilywise, probably don't know about the Queen, don't know about Goddess Fall, and they think, oh wow, we're just gonna get to go on this wonderful journey. If it all goes wrong, it presents the perfect scenario for these kinds of characters and the arc as a whole to really get connected to the main story. Because now it's everybody against the Queen. And so if it's everybody against the Queen, wouldn't you know, they get to implement their surface reclamation mode that we're currently in the beta version of pretty well. And so by the time that the next chapters come around, you know, we've all probably at least seen the story, you know, for chapter 42, for only one. It would be a good time for the new chapters to come out, 43 and 44, which would probably pick up after Terminus Ticket, and then that would probably lead into the new game mode, either on time or a little bit later, for, you know, those two next chapters, and they would include surface missions. For chapters 43 and 44, after 41 and 42, it would be the perfect transition point to lead straight into the surface reclamation missions, which would probably be part of the main story. So for me personally, I really think we're gonna get a Nightmare Before Christmas event. That's just me. Tell me what you guys think. Also, please, NIKKE developers, shift up. Please tell me we're gonna get a better rehabilitation system, because the 4 beasts would be perfect for it. Anyways, that's all I got. I'll see you tomorrow.